EP082. Bring your own tacos.
Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care if it's spoken. This is cool. That's a decent amount of sausage. This man needs a doctor. Yeah, I just hope they're tasty. What's up with these clowns, man? Cut the lights and went through people's pockets. Don't you point that at each other. Let them smoke a little. You need to step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the. We're not gonna lead with that.
So I see you're wearing some of the gear that you brought back from your trip. Oh man, the bigger reveal. No, I didn't.
For the people that are listening, I just ripped off a goddamn hoodie and I had a shirt on underneath that he didn't even know about.
He baited me with the hat and then totally just blew it wide open with the shirt reveal.
Yeah, I'm wearing all
totally
kinds of California gear. I was lazy, honestly. This is how this happened. My hair is not done, and this was the only clean shirt in the vicinity when I was getting ready for the live show that we're doing on Instagram. So I just threw on the tourist shirt, wearing the tourist hat, ready to record this goddamn episode.
It's clean. It's brand new.
Yeah,
it's looking,
hell yeah.
Looking fresh.
You know, I love the feeling of fresh clothes, fresh hat, fresh shirt. You know,
you're looking a little more tan, I'd say. Got some sun while you were out there.
Got plenty of sun. We were visiting Cali for we were there for 6 days, and yeah, dude, I got sunburned. We were walking from Santa Monica to Venice.
Now, did you use sunscreen?
Not at all. And
man.
That's a couple miles of walking in the direct sun by the ocean that just really took a toll. And I have these little sun bumps on my neck.
Yep.
It's fucked up, man. I got a little poisoning because I'm not used to the sun being so extreme like it is out there.
That might have been what fucked up your stomach a little bit on the ride home, too. All that sun exposure.
Mm-hmm. It really might have, dude, because, yeah, I was out there with no protection at all day. But, it was a great trip.
Beat by the heat in California sun, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, but other than that, I had a lovely time. As always out there, you live out there and get to experience the lovely shit that's out there to do. Non-stop action and great food.
Rubbing elbows with celebrities in the back of the comedy store.
That was probably my favorite part, man. Yeah, we went to the comedy store on night one, and I got to meet legends. I got to meet Joey Coco Diaz and talk to him for a minute there. He's the coolest dude fucking ever. And Eddie Bravo, another fucking great dude. And got to see Red Band was there. I saw Jeff Ross. It was insane to just be able to talk to these people, man, that I see on TV and hear on podcasts all the time. And,
yeah, from what you said, they seem very, very nice and personable as well.
So nice, man. Anybody that goes there can really just meet these people. They're people. That's what I feel when I'm around them, And it's authentic. It's not bullshit. And I really enjoyed that. I gotta say, the Comedy Store is a great place if you're ever out in LA and have a chance to check it out. West Hollywood. It's fucking awesome.
Definitely. Maybe we can provide a little bit of comedy ourselves on today's episode.
Hell yeah. Well, that's, we try to learn from the best. Do what the fuck we can.
Take some notes.
Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse. I was gonna go with some comedy-related bit thing going into it, but I couldn't come up with anything. Shit, we're failing them already. God damn.
I was worried I was like, is he feeling like an earthquake or something? What's going on?
Jesse. Seismic Jesse. And,
fuck.
I just wasn't clever enough today, I guess.
Okay. Okay, I thought we were gonna do It's Going Down crazy.
We're shaking the rust off. You've been on vacation, I gotta get back into this.
I feel like it's been forever since I've been at this mic, staring at you, talking to strangers on the internet.
Yeah, I know, it's something we like to keep up on.
Hell yeah.
And some strangers that are very supportive of us are some of the Patreon slackers.
Oh, they're no strangers to my heart.
No, we hold them near and dear for sure, even though we never have met some of them in real life. Some we have. We know some personally. But big shout out to Dave Gunn, a longtime Patreon slacker.
Thank you,
also,
buddy.
A new Patreon slacker, Seth Anders.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate the support.
AKA the Mad King, if you are familiar with our Facebook group.
Trying to overthrow.
We also have Kyle Nolan Bradford from the Crime Roulette podcast.
Fucking great show. Thank you guys.
Definitely subscribe to them. And Aaron W. from the Yes and I Am podcast. Make sure to subscribe to both of those shows.
Thanks, guys. Everybody, your support goes a long, long way with keeping the show going and helping us. You know, it's fucking awesome. We appreciate it.
And some more love we want to show is to whoever wins our pod shout-out pick of the week. The way this works, we pin our latest episode up on Twitter, and whoever retweets it has a chance to win a shout-out and get the little tag on our next pin tweet for the following week. So this time around, we got 19 to pick from. Matt?
I don't know where I'm going to go. I honestly just don't know. That's a weird number you're hitting me with.
Yeah, it is an odd number.
I'm going to go with the last man. Let's go with 17.
The Oh, 19 would be the last one.
Oh, I thought you said 17.
19 total.
I'm shot. Yeah, I'm shot. 19. We're going 19. Although 17 now sounds good, but no, we're going to go 19.
19 is the Frat vs. Nerd podcast.
Okay.
And they are at Frat vs. Nerd on Twitter.
What do they do?
A podcast duo, a frat and a nerd, stuck in an endless attempt to find common ground. New episodes every Sunday. Subscribe on iTunes. They're from
nice.
Toronto, Ontario.
Okay, that's cool. You know, the jock and the nerd try to find the common ground. I like that.
And I'm retweeting their pinned tweet as well right now. So congrats to at Frat vs. Nerd. Go follow them on Twitter, and you guys are going to be pinned on next week's episode. So Matt, what do we have coming up for the rest of the show?
Well, as always, we're going to start out with bizarre news. And one of the stories we're going to talk about how following your craving could make you fucking rich. Then we're going to step into a bit of technology and wrap that up with some apps that we have that we like and we want you guys to see if you enjoy as well. And then we're going to finish it out with a relatively new segment we like to call This or That. And it's a tech edition one. So stick around to see what we do with that.
This or that, this or that, this or that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for it. So before we get into this or that, we like to start out our weird news with a little bit of weed news. We're talking about the reigning champs of smoking the marijuana. New York City. How did they get this title, you ask?
I would have never guessed.
Well, a company called Cedo did a study recently of 13 states within, 13 cities within the United States, and they found that by total consumption in metric tons, New York City smokes 77.44 metric tons of marijuana, which is almost double that of the second place runner-up here, Los Angeles, at 36.06 metric tons.
Jesus Christ. I would have never, ever guessed that fucking LA smoked half as much as New York City. When it's readily available everywhere. It's on every corner.
You don't
everywhere.
smoke half as much as we do. Literally.
Dude, it's everywhere. It's insane.
Now, I think that has something to do with just from being out in California. I've noticed that a lot of native Californians don't smoke, and they just don't see it as like a big deal, really.
Yeah.
Maybe that has to do
just
with
natural.
the fact that their parents did it, and it's less of a taboo, so they don't see it as like, oh, the cool thing to do. And maybe since in New York it's illegal and you're told not to do that, maybe there's a little bit more of a draw to it being illicit in some way.
That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, I could totally see that.
I'm not a sociologist or anything, but that's at least my idea of, the longer something is okay and not like the thing to not do, the less attractive it seems to people who aren't supposed to do it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's a weird
I could
logic,
definitely
but
see that. It's how people are naturally, man.
They also, in this study, went into the tax revenue. They said, if they took a 42.5% tax and applied it across the board to each of these cities and said, if you tax the amount consumed by this 42.5%, New York would make out with $354.48 million in tax revenue.
Jesus Christ, man. There's a lot can be done with that kind of money. A lot.
And just for example, they said on here that would pay for 3 months of school lunches for every single public school kid in New York City.
Wow, millions upon millions of people. That's crazy.
Yeah. There's
crazy.
a lot to be had out of the revenue that can come out of this. So hopefully New York will change their tone soon. I think Andrew Cuomo said that they're thinking about it. And this is just counting New York City, not like the entire state of New York.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's crazy. Just the city. Not even the fucking upstate potheads that fucking got nothing else to do besides light one up because there's nowhere to go to.
So keep puffing on that sour diesel, New York. We're going to be posting this article up on our Facebook page on Monday, as we do with all of our weed articles. If you'd like to read a little bit more and look into that study, see who's smoking what, when, where, and how much.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This isn't the only smoke we're going to talk about on this episode, I'm telling you that.
Uh-oh. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of fire with the smoke I'm about to talk about. This smoke came from a man trying to deal with some pests, and he wasn't just smoking them out. He lit a smoke bomb, a simple firework, threw it into the crawl space under his house where these skunks had been living and stinking the goddamn place up. Now, as you can imagine, a firework in a closed-off area is just not a good idea, especially when it's under a house that probably has a ton of insulation there in that crawl space and wood right above that.
Those dust bunnies are going up.
Oh, man, all that... Yeah, just exactly. It's so gross and dusty under there. God knows what else was there to catch fire.
You get enough dust particles in the air and then a flame, it could explode. At least if it's compressed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, apparently this man in Ferndale, Detroit, he burned down his house. He lost most of his possessions, as you could imagine would happen in this kind of incident. And unfortunately, the worst part about it is when the firefighters cleared the area and searched, they didn't even find any skunk carcasses or any evidence of skunks. So if there were skunks, they got away clean, and he lost everything.
Probably, if they were there, they smelled the fire and just got the hell out.
Right? Yeah, they're like, what the fuck? Yeah. Ah, man. Well, and apparently the guy waited 15 minutes before he called the firefighters and shit. And apparently, under basic estimate, it grew 30 times its size. And if he had called, right away, he could have prevented it from probably burning down his whole house.
Was he, trying to attempt to save it himself or anything?
Well, no,
Usually
I think it was more of a just shock.
Do.
Yeah, it was just a shock, fuck.
What do I do? Oh,
yeah, it doesn't say anything about him trying to put anything out, but I could imagine that was the first step, was him trying to fucking throw a little water in there, but that didn't help.
That's never the right move. You're wasting very valuable time as you're sitting there stalling, deciding whether or not to call. Always call.
Oh my god, always call right away and then try to figure out what else to do next. The worst thing is you have backup show up after you handled it.
Yeah, and they're like, wow, you really fucked up, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Now, it sounds like he should have been notifying some professionals about his skunk problem, because he didn't handle this in the very best way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the local Ferndale fire chief said, too. He was like, we suggest citizens hire pest control professionals. Just don't be a do-it-yourselfer, because it can lead to some bad incidents.
It's like, you don't have skunks under here. It's just a bunch of mangoes. You must have dropped them. Fucking, they rolled under here while bringing some groceries in. You didn't have skunks at all.
Yeah, man. Fucking A, man. That, or just imagine it's like a gas leak or something weird, and he just mixes it up.
It's a gas leak, and he throws a smoke bomb in there.
Smoke bomb under there.
So even skunks don't smell like butane?
Oh my god. I wouldn't fuck with it. You never know.
So that's a bit of a crazy scenario. People burn their house down over a skunk.
Just a little bit.
We got another crazy scenario coming out of Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay.
And this is very unexplicable, if you will. A man crashed his car, started firing gunshots into the air, then stripped down and ran naked into the woods. And so goes the legend of the Headless Horseman. Wait, I think I'm getting this wrong.
I don't think that's a
I'm mixing up my stories.
That's the pantsless pervert.
The pantsless pervert. That's the one. This man, who was 33 years old, he was charged with going armed to the terror of the public, which I've never heard, indecent exposure, and violation of a local ordinance. Probably the can't have your fucking pants off in public ordinance.
Oh my god, yeah. I would imagine. You don't need to be buck-ass naked running through somewhere.
Yeah, they don't really explain why this all went down. They just say, at 9 p.m., he was reported driving erratically down Market Street. Law enforcement were en route, and the vehicle got into a wreck. He then jumped out of the car, shot off 4 or 5 rounds, got naked, and ran into the woods.
Into the air, too. So he clearly didn't want to hurt anybody. He was just like, stay back, back.
Yeah, no, it's very odd that, because they're like, yeah, he fired into the air. It's not at anyone in particular, just sort of wildly firing him. And then he got naked, ran into the woods. Once he apparently realized being naked in the woods arrived. So he went back for the clothes, and that's when they fucking got him. His bail was set at $2,500, which, okay. Fair.
Alright, that's reasonable. I mean, he didn't try to kill anybody.
Figure out what's going on.
He's got some issues. Like, I hope they try to help him out, find him some help. Yeah, find the root of the problem here. What made him take those clothes off and shoot and run buck-ass naked into the woods. I think you had an interesting take on it with the clothing.
I think he had haunted clothes. Now hear me out. You get ghosts in your clothes. You end up needing to rip those suckers off. You got to leave them on their own for a little bit. And that's why he came back. So he took them off. They also took control of that gun. That gun was just as haunted as those clothes.
Oh man, hey, that's a hell of a fight towards going to the court, dispersing a firearm unsafely.
Well, you're
like, hey, those were ghosts, bitch.
There were ghosts.
You don't even
in
know.
Clothes.
Those clothes ghosts. It's a tough one to say. Clothes ghosts took over, and they wanted to shoot that gun. I had no control.
So we will never have an explanation as to why this guy ended up acting all crazy and getting naked and running into the woods. But we know that he safely has his bail set. That's about all we know.
Maybe, yeah, that's all we know so far. But hopefully he gets his help he needs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether it's
exercise those clothes,
blessing his clothes to get rid of those ghosts, or
OxyClean now with holy water.
Oh man, yeah.
Get those ghosts right out.
Yeah, just fucking. That would be a real multi-purpose right there, man. That's just fucking cleaning, like, spiritually and physically.
Dirt, grease, stains, spirits.
Demons. Even trolls. Trolls don't like it either, for some reason.
No.
In case you encounter a troll on a bridge or a troll on the internet, you show up at their house, spray them in the face, they won't like it.
Trolls everywhere. Just throw a little OxyClean in their face.
Well, man, shit, some of this holy water OxyClean could be used to deal with the problem that occurred in our next story. Because we got an asshole on an airline that decided nothing was going to slow him down from passing gas. He was just going to keep letting him fly. And he pissed off a couple people on his plane, too. To the point where they started giving him a beatdown, and the captain had to actually make an emergency landing.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Now, apparently they asked the guy to stop multiple times. They even tried to talk to the airline attendants and get them to talk to this guy, and they really didn't do much to help him. So, as you can imagine, flying, it's uncomfortable as is. Right. Nobody fucking wants to be stuck in that little fuselage for hours upon hours with some other asshole that's fucking just letting them rip. Recycling your asshole. So they start putting the beat down. They have to break the fucking plane down, and 2 dudes and 2 ladies get taken off the plane. Now, these 2 ladies claim they have nothing to do with it. They just happen to be sitting in the aisle, and they got caught up in the disturbance, I guess.
Strafe-run by this fucking flatulent flyer.
Yeah. Now, what I'm thinking is, like, I only see 2 dudes got removed, so I'm imagining that the fucking dude that was letting them rip, they were like, please don't press charges, we'll let you stay on the plane. And they took off the guys that were laying the beat down on him.
Well,
that's what I'm thinking happened, man.
You can't beat anyone up. You are allowed to fart. And maybe he was holding them hostage. He's like, if you take me off this plane, I will let the biggest fart out. And
I'll just nuke it.
No one will make it out alive.
Oh man, that's silent. But
They're like, all right, we'll leave them on.
Finisher.
They took the other passengers off for their own safety.
This guy's about to pull off some fucking dirty
Doomsday,
fucking finishing move.
Doomsday dumpster farts.
Fatality.
Yeah, I hate that part of flying. Just the fact that you're stuck in there with someone and like they're eating nasty food or something next to you, let alone like farting. Like fuck that.
Dude, there's so many things that can go wrong on a plane. Kids,
Snakes,
foods, farting, snakes. Samuel L. Jackson's not always going to be there to save you.
No, he's not. And Kel
That's
Mitchell
the sad
can't
thing.
always land it for you.
Nope. Unfortunately, man. It's a sad thing. Sad thing.
Well, you have to follow your cravings sometimes, be it a stinky sandwich on a plane and sometimes chicken wings. You ever get a hankering for chicken wings?
Oh my god, all the time right now included.
Oh, I could definitely go for some extra. I always ask for extra
order.
fried.
Yo, crispy is where it's at. Like, there's nothing worse than like a wing that feels like it's undercooked.
Yep.
First off,
Slimy.
I hate that. Like, it's like, yo, is this pink inside? I can't tell. This looks like it could be raw.
Ooh, yeah, you don't want that.
When they're crispy, there's no doubt. You like get that fucking nice crisp
That's
outside.
why I
and
ask.
then you get to
I
the
ask
meat,
them
and you're like,
for
oh,
them well done.
hell yeah.
So they leave
Yeah,
them
you
a
can't go
little bit
wrong.
Extra, make them nice and crispy.
Can't go wrong.
Well,
Fuck no.
you know, a craving for chicken wings could send you down a path that leads to $1 million, like this woman in Durham, North Carolina.
Fucking A, man.
If you are,
I've always said
as lucky as her.
chicken wings can lead to great things.
I like that. I want to get that on a patch with 2 little chicken wings like cross. Now, this Durham woman was craving chicken wings, and she decided to go down, get a Mountain Dew, 12 wings with teriyaki sauce, which sounds like a tasty decision.
Yeah, alright.
And just offhand decided to buy $1 million fever scratch-off ticket.
Okay.
It wasn't even like why she was going there. She was going there. She had a wing thing going on.
Wing thing.
So now she decides to start scratching the ticket as she's going to her car. She gets to her car. She saw a little fire symbol, and she's like, "I know I want something. I got something good." She was thinking maybe it's $10. It'll pay for the ticket. Maybe it's $100. Maybe it'll pay for a couple of my wings, like maybe a little bit more.
All right.
She keeps scratching.
Yeah.
Boom. $1 million.
Holy fuck, dude. Can you imagine? You're thinking chicken wings. Not even fucking with Lotto. You know what? And then all of a sudden you're a millionaire. What the fuck? Those are the best chicken wings you've ever had in your life.
Now, I have to say, she's not technically a millionaire. These wings did make her rich, but she took the lump sum, so she got the $423,000 after taxes. So just shy, or just over $400,000.
So, almost halfway to being a millionaire, but still, that's a lot more money than she had before,
Hell yeah. So
Shit, man.
these wings were a great decision for her. She says that she's going to use the money to take a trip to Jamaica. She's got family in Jamaica, and she wants to go back to see them, and she's super happy that she decided to chow down on some of those teriyaki wings because it inspired this amazing win for her.
Damn.
Now,
Well,
I was saying, if I win the lotto, I'm not going lump sum.
nah. No, right? Because it's the easiest way to go broke, and the taxes, the way they come out and shit. I don't know. It seems
Then you have
sketchy.
guaranteed income. So it's like, if you just work your job and then, like, that one, you can afford so many chicken wings.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, just keep working, and you still get that extra mailbox money from the lotto. You're just like, what's good?
There you go. Rack the wings. There's a tongue twister right there. Rack the wings.
Oh, man. All this wing talk, I'm fucking craving wings, man. But it's fucking late here on the East Coast. I don't think I'm going to be able to get any wings. I'm going to have to settle for those McNuggets from the all-night drive-thru.
Oh, yeah.
They're not too bad.
What do you go for your sauce?
I'm a sweet and sour man. I typically get the sweet and sour. You can't go wrong. McDonald's has the best sweet and sour. Argue me against that. I dare you.
No.
Because
I'll
I'll tear you apart.
all day.
I didn't mean you specifically. I meant anybody in the world.
I've tried Jack in the Box's sweet and sour. It's got like pineapple in it, and it tastes a little bit too much.
That's like a whole different thing to me when they go like tropical and they got the big chunks of pineapple in there. Like that's like some glaze almost.
Yeah,
like that's
right?
like You know, like, I don't know, there's something about that McDonald's sauce.
I'm not making a
just
suckling
classic.
pig. I'm fucking dunking a nugget here.
Yeah, I'm dunking a fucking nugget. Like, how am I gonna scoop that piece of pineapple out with a nugget?
Not enough. It's not a tortilla chip. Come on.
Man. Well, for our fellow McNugget lovers out there, and our Rick and Morty fans as well, McDonald's has fucking learned from their dumbass mistakes, and they're bringing back the Szechuan sauce.
Woo!
This time,
Try it last time.
hell no, we didn't get to try it. We didn't have a car to fucking trade to get a packet of goddamn sauce, so... Throw back to another episode, man. People did ridiculous things to get these packets, if you don't know. They were going for insane amounts of prices online, different sites, and even people on Craigslist were making trades, including a car, for a pack of the sauce. That's a limited run, supposedly. So now they're remaking the sauce, and they're making about 20 million packets of this shit to send out. And they're not just gonna send it to random shops like they were with a small package of them. They were literally getting like up, as low as 4 packets per store to those promotional stores that got the package originally. That's how limited this shit was on the first run.
Per fucking store.
Per fucking store, 4 packets.
Such
Who
an
the fuck?
understated, way of doing it.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
nasty
so fucking
little Rick
stupid.
and Morty fans screaming at fucking managers and stuff.
Oh my god, yeah, and it even led to like one of the creators of Rick and Morty putting out a tweet saying, FYI, we had nothing to do with the McDonald's stuff, not happy about how this was handled. Please be cool to the employees, it's not their fault.
They're not the ones fucking churning out Szechuan.
Just trying to capitalize on fucking somebody else's work, it's like a cheap throw, really.
But with that short supply, there was like a big boom, like you said, cars were being traded for it, people were selling them for like $100 a packet and stuff like that.
Up to thousands, I think it got, man. It got insane.
Now, a month or two ago, Bitcoin had a big bust and they went from like 10,000 down to 6,000. I think this is the Szechuan bust right now. And anyone who's been stocking those and paid $100 for them, you're about to get flooded. The market is done.
You're about to get fucked. Yeah, it's over flooded with craziness. Like, it's the ultimate collapse of the Szechuan stock market.
I'm gonna throw some out just for the hell of it.
I know, I was just gonna, like, the videos we can make of just, like, stomping them,
Wasting
or, like, throwing them into the ocean. No, not throwing them into the ocean, we don't want to kill animals,
No.
but you know what I mean, like, just fucking shit up with these Szechuans that people have given so much for. And not even tasting it, just not even eating it. Everything but eating it.
I'm excited to see what it tastes.
I want to try it. Yeah. The Szechuan sauce debuted originally in 1998 in association with the Disney animated movie Mulan. As far as I can tell, I don't think it exists outside of this.
No?
Please correct me if I'm wrong out there, slackers. But I did a quick Google reference, and I couldn't find anything that was not involved with Mulan or the Rick and Morty rerun issue of it.
Now, is Szechuan like an actual Chinese sauce, or is this some bullshit McDonald's made up?
That's what I'm saying right now. Like, I think it's, as far as I can tell, I think it's just bullshit.
Just Mulan madness.
Unless the internet's just saturated with Rick and Morty fans and this whole nonsense,
Drowned out the actual Szechuan.
The mix sauce just ruined the original sauce. Like, there's some guy out there like, no, I made the Szechuan sauce. Yeah, like, just pissed. Like,
if anyone could reach out to us and tell us if there's an authentic Szechuan sauce, we would love to.
Please correct us if we are wrong. But as far as I know, this is some kind of coup.
China or something. If you've ever been to China, you might be familiar with our next story. Apparently, there's a cultural practice that the Chinese government is wanting to crack down on. And what practice is this, you may ask? Funeral strippers, of course.
Oh my God.
We're talking about lovely ladies shaking it all, baring their butts in front of the deceased and their friends and family.
This seems highly inappropriate.
Live girls, dead bodies all night.
There's a cultural boundary here that's not allowing me to understand this tradition.
It's like a neon sign that just says like live, nude, dead. Like,
oh my God! Like, wait, what? Wait, are they live, nude, dead? Are they alive? Wait, what's Are you guys? Wait, what?
So I guess
dead
the
people
whole
on
reason
sticks
for this practice that happens in rural areas in China, it's to attract mourners. You know, at your funeral, like at your wedding, you want a lot of people there because it shows that you're important and people care about what's going on in your life. So people have been hiring strippers to perform at the deceased loved one's funeral in order to attract a loud crowd that would be associated with like a Vegas casino floor, more so than a funeral or a wedding ceremony. I mean, I just imagine like this is happening a lot at funerals, but it's also weddings. So like, is there a stripper like to the back of the bride while they're doing the vows and the groom's just looking that way the entire time? Like, who's benefiting from this the most?
Fucking A, man.
They're encouraging people to rat out these strippers as well.
Snitch on the strips. Okay.
They're paying
Snitch on the strips.
They're paying a ransom for anyone who gives details about these practices still happening. But
I mean,
you only get paid in $1 bills.
Honestly, if a person wants to like buy friends at their funeral, it should be okay. Like, fuck it.
I've heard of other cultures. I think in Korea specifically, they people hire people to cry, like actors to come cry at their funerals.
That makes sense. There's a whole thing with that crying thing. Yeah.
Because then it's like,
I can see it. And professional mourners, man. Why not? You can get paid for everything from cuddling to mourning. Makes sense.
When I was younger, I thought it would be funny to save up a bunch of money to like on my death be paid to like some B celebrity or something to show up at my funeral and pretend like they knew who I was. So like John Stamos just shows up crying like really hard at my funeral, and everyone's like,
Jesse, what?
I didn't even know he knew him. What the fuck?
Whoa,
like,
is that fucking John Stamos?
It's
Did
like,
you know
oh my
Jesse from
God.
fucking John Stamos?
No. See, and that's the kind of thing. You gotta. It's an event. It's still an event. You're not there, but you gotta entertain the people. You're still the main person
crazy.
hosting. Like in a way.
You got Stamos. I got the guy that plays Hodor, but I just want him to come in as Hodor. So he's like, Hodor, and he does it in reverse, and he eventually gets to hold the door, and he holds the door, and he's just like walks out, and he's like, thank you.
That'd be perfect. That's what I'm talking about. A little bit of flair, something to give the people something to think about when you're gone. Leave a little bit of mystery. You can't let people think they know 100% of you. Even after you're gone.
Yeah, dude.
Leave a little challenge for him to figure out.
Yeah, hell yeah.
How did he
I'm
know
with
Hodor?
it.
How did he fucking know Hodor?
What the fucking Hodor? What the fuck? Wait, is Hodor real? What?
So, we're continuing with the multicultural type stuff into our funny clip here.
Hell yeah, we are. Because it's the end of the Olympics, I believe, right?
Yeah, today actually. They
recording day?
just concluded the same day we're recording the 2018 Winter Olympics. I believe U.S. won gold in curling. And also, I want to say like the biathlon or whatever it is, the skiing and shooting thing. I think we did good in that one as well.
All the sports that nobody gives a fuck about, we do.
Well, that's kind of winter in general. Besides that, I like the snowboarding and stuff.
Exactly.
People get pretty pumped about figure skating, I guess.
Another one that's like, not my thing, but
like
hey, talent. There's talent there.
Oh yeah, can't deny that. And there's also talent in this combined GIF that we found on Reddit. It comes from the Reddit combined GIFs page, and this is someone doing the ski slalom with like the little hills, the little mogul bumps that they have to sort of go through.
Yeah.
But it's combined with one of the AT-AT walkers from Star Wars shooting some lasers at him as he's falling down this fucking hill. And whoever put this together, if you want
fucking
credit,
brother.
we are happy to give it to you.
Yeah.
Because this is hilarious.
So good. Great editing. Great choice of clips. It really looks like these dudes are getting fucking blasted by these ATs. Like, they're just fucking flying down the mountain after they hit the bump the wrong way or whatever. Input laser. Fucking classic footage.
Oh, I can give a shout out to the user that posted it on Reddit. It's user Scalabylasis. It's like SCAULBYLAUSIS. So
Hopefully
I
that's
don't know
the guy
if
that
you
made
made it or if you found it, but either way, this
props
is
to you for bringing it to our lives.
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck
So
yeah.
we'll be posting that funny clip up on Wednesday, like we always do, on our Facebook page. Be sure to go over there, like the page, and you can always stay up to date with the stuff we're posting.
Now it's time to step into some technology. But before we do that, here's a word from a fellow podcaster.
I'm Don Wrinkle, and everybody's got a podcast. And if you're gonna listen to one, Import Taste is the way to go, because it's very greasy.
This is Bill Lawyerson to tell you that Import Taste is the podcast you should listen to if you want to get sued.
I'm Big Jim, here to say if you listen to Import Taste, guess we'll give you a Christmas handy.
It's in poor taste. It's definitely not a comedy podcast.
And it's definitely not educational.
And it's definitely Australian.
Stop asking!
Hello, I'm a Giorgio Casadoro, and this is my brother.
Fativa.
Come on down, Import Taste. We take you back and polish your jewels.
That's us.
South Hills, Pittsburgh.
Born and raised.
Listen to Import Taste on the Podsberg Network. www.podsberg.com/Import Taste for all of your edutainmental podcast needs.
If you guys said they were fun.
Technology.
And we're back. Now we're going to start off technology talking about a interesting mix of like old technology and new technology and nature and man. It's quite interesting to me. Japan has now set plans to build the world's tallest wooden skyscraper. And it's going to be completed in 2041, which is crazy.
Wow. I
Yeah,
didn't know
it's
they
gonna-
were building skyscrapers out of anything but metal these days.
Yeah, right. And there's a reason, because like it's not like this is going to cost anything cheaper. It's actually going to cost around twice the traditional cost of any skyscraper. But it's really neat because it's going to be 10% actually metal for bracing, just so it can handle, you know, the typical earthquakes that happen.
Yeah. That and the weight of it, I would think, too.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, it's all going to be indigenous wood from the area, and it's really neat. It's an open structure. It's going to have live plants growing on it, and it looks so fucking cool, man. It's so futuristic. I'm just curious to see if it really will hold up under a lot of stress, because 10% metal in a 70-floor structure, that kind of scares me a little bit.
The concept art of it looks interesting, but I'm going to admit it looks sort of like something built with toothpicks.
That's exactly dead on. Dead on. It's seriously like this could be a model that was built with toothpicks, because that's what it looks like, and I just don't see those little thin beams of any type of wood. I don't give a fuck if that's made out of hemp. Like, no, that's not holding. You know that thing's gonna sway like a bitch. Like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is it gonna have that sort of sway to it? Or are you gonna feel it more because it's wooden versus like a metal one that's not flexing nearly as much?
They're saying it's going to be, you know, just as strong, and apparently it's a special treated type of timber called cross-laminated timber, which is extremely flame resistant, which is really good, and it holds up even better than steel after being heated with high temperature.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of the interesting aspects of it is they're claiming this. So I mean, realistically, if a fire broke out, that thing should hold up.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Giant wooden structure is a big fire hazard unless you take those types of precautions.
Yeah, right. Oh my god, I just imagine.
One cigarette, that whole building's gone.
That's the world's biggest bonfire waiting to happen.
Well, speaking of big fires, how about some of these rocket launches that Elon Musk has been doing with SpaceX recently?
Hell yeah, man. Making progress.
You may or may not have seen off the coast of California in the past week a shooting star looking thing, but heading off of Earth. That was Falcon Heavy. It launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base on California's central coast last Thursday, and it was carrying a number of different satellites, some for Spain, some for one called the Paz satellite, and they had some of their own actually on there, which is the really exciting thing. The SpaceX satellites are broadband satellites. And these are
awesome.
Elon,
Best thing ever.
Elon's planning on using these to create a constellation of satellites that he's calling Starlink, and it's intended to offer broadband internet around the world.
that will compete with like any other company too. He's saying it's so interesting, man, to be able to get Wi-Fi anywhere you are in the world.
I was gonna say
getting fucking cell phone service
more than competing. He's reaching out to people that they can't get.
Yeah.
He says if successful, Starlink constellation will serve the least served people, and he said that in a tweet last week.
Yeah. Catching up the rest of the world. That's fucking awesome.
And like you said, if there's a little bit of competition, then maybe people will be able to get out of the ISPs, the internet service providers that seem to have everyone in a stranglehold where you only have like one choice or another.
Yeah.
So we always love to back up Elon Musk on what he's doing. It's always fairly interesting to see what he's sending out to space.
Oh man, and it's always got some type of benefit to mankind, I swear. Maybe I just look at him like the Batman that this world needs, but you know,
he's got the money for it.
Man, well, maybe he can do something with this patent that we're going to talk about here, because NASA has apparently released in a public domain dump. There was 56 previously patented technologies, and they had plans to create jet shoes, man.
Jet shoes.
They're fucking really slim too. This is really cool. Like shoes, if you were in space, you could project yourself to where you need to be. But they're just like wearing like normal boots.
Huh. That'd be fun to have.
Yeah, apparently, it failed, but they're releasing the patent, and maybe some genius, some Elon Musk-like character can do something with this and make some Iron Man-like thrusters that we can wear one day and just be like, fuck the elevator, man. I'm going 10 stories up.
Now, immediately for me, what came to mind is using something like that instead of in space, underwater.
Which, awesome. That's way safer, obviously. Like, you're not gonna fall and break your neck from fucking 100 feet in the air.
You're less likely to crash into stuff. If it explodes on your foot, you kind of be fucked. But
it's really fucking cool. Yeah, like, I wonder, you'd have to really make sure it doesn't explode and fucking take your legs off, because that would suck. But there's sorts of devices that you can hold on to, like, and they propel you underwater. This would be a way cooler alternative. Shoes that you could just, like, press down on the toe and it fucking propels you wherever you want to go.
Propulsion, yeah. That would definitely be really neat. And I wonder what other applications there could be, because like you said before, that's something that seems to happen as NASA releases this stuff and someone goes, oh, you know what, that'd be great for my cheese shredder I was trying to make, or whatever the fuck they're working on. More minds on a project, the better. The better ideas you're gonna get. So it'll be cool to see if we end up with some jet propelled shoes in the future.
yeah, hell yeah. That'd be awesome.
Well, something that's also being worked on for the future, if you've heard of Waymo, they're working on the self-driving car arm of the Google car fleet. And one of the things that they have just put out a patent application for is a method of determining routes for self-driving cars that would minimize motion sickness for the passengers inside said cars.
Okay.
So instead of taking a road that may have gone through construction or a route that takes a bunch of sharp turns, maybe they can take a little bit longer route that's a more gentle ride that would cause less nausea for people inside the vehicle.
Which, a lot of people get car sick, man.
Yep.
I've met a lot of people recently, Yep. Like even my girlfriend gets car sick occasionally.
Same here.
Yeah.
It's cool to have smart GPS in a way that will be able to factor in these things like, oh, do I want a smooth ride? Do I want to get there fast?
Yeah, it's like a different take on Waze almost. I love Waze. Waze incorporates a lot of things that you won't get in another GPS device. Yeah,
Waze is pretty sweet. I've had a good experience with them so far.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see as self-driving cars become more prevalent if people will be choosing the easier route. Would you take a smoother ride if it was like 3 minutes extra?
Nah, I don't give a fuck. I'll ride bumps out, gun this bitch.
Hit the jump.
It's not a plane. In a plane, I'm like, please take the easy route. Fucking go around the world the other way.
Tell them to take the stunt route. It's like, what's stunt route? You hit that. You're taking jumps over other cars. Crashing through fucking fences.
Fuck, I would have went with the 3 minutes extra, man. Sorry. Can we go back? Go back!
I guess Uber also patented an application published online which described a system of lights in its vehicles that would alert passengers to upcoming turns. So it seems like other companies are doing stuff as well that kind of interact with the people in the car to provide a better ride.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, shit, you can get an Uber driver that'll fucking bring you through hell, gunning it around corners and fucking
take the turn going 50, suggested speed 20.
We had some maniacs when we were in LA.
Sometimes you gotta drive aggressively, though.
Yeah, cutting between impossible, tight like cars and shit. You're like, oh.
They know the size of their vehicle, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Nokia's got you on some sick new phones if you are an Uber driver to be running an Uber on. I'll tell you that. They got a new phone coming out that's unbendable, apparently.
Huh.
Which I guess is probably an alternative, to like the whole iPhone thing that happened a couple years ago. I feel like Nokia is a little bit behind, even though they are huge in Europe. Everybody loves Nokia in Europe, but America they get no respect.
Yeah, behind the times. Yeah, I always think of Nokia as kind of like a cheaper alternative to
well, they have some banging phones, actually. They're just not produced in the United States because they don't market well.
Okay.
These two phones specifically are really neat, especially the second one, which is dubbed the banana phone, but you might recognize it from the original Matrix, with Keanu Reeves popping it out. It's this neat little like slide-out phone that has a spring-loaded keyboard cover, but it's also where the mic is. It's really weird.
It's sort of retro looking.
It's definitely retro looking. It's thin and curved, and it literally, it's the banana phone. It's the perfect name for it, but it's pretty neat, man. I feel like it's gonna fit your pocket nicely, and it's probably just a simpler phone. It's cool.
Yeah, I gotta get a new phone soon. Maybe I'll look into the Nokia.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Like, I gotta look across the board and just even decide whether or not I want to go Android versus iPhone.
Yeah, but yeah, these two phones are coming out. If you're worried about fucking your phone up and breaking bending that sucker, Nokia's got you. Or if you want to feel like you're in the fucking Matrix, Nokia's got you.
Well, if you want to feel like you're a Terminator, I got something for you out of Japan.
Okay, I'm digging it. Who doesn't want to feel like a fucking Terminator?
Well, you can be the extra large version of the Terminator because you can rent a giant robot to walk around a warehouse in Japan. You get to be this robot. You're inside of the command center, which is its chest.
Why do I feel like Japan is the one place that this would happen? Like, that's perfect. Like, if you had told me this and told me to guess, I would have guessed Japan would be where this is happening.
They're up on their giant robot stuff.
They love that shit.
The LW Mononofu Mecha, which is jargon for large armored robot, is available for... I'm not sure. I didn't see a price where you're for renting it, But they say you can walk it around in their warehouse, so it's not like you can go out and start wrecking towns with this giant robot. You can just walk it around.
Fucking shit up.
It does have an air gun that I'm sure could blow out a couple of windows if you pointed it at any glass in the surrounding area.
Yeah, man.
And we're talking, this thing is 27.8 feet tall. So this is like an almost 30-foot tall robot that you're in charge of. And this isn't the only robot that this company has made. They've made some other mecha things. They have one called the Land Walker, which is like a 2-leg transformer-looking robot. And then they have a child-friendly version that's still just as crazy looking for $20,000. And that's a 1.6 meter high robot.
Fuck, man, that's scary.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where you can own your own personal robot.
Jesus Christ. I don't know if I trust it, man. That's crazy. That'll be popping up all over. There's going to be a bunch of those fucking
people
copycats in different countries, man.
Giant robot suits.
Yeah, oh my god, and then we're going to get robot MMA. Dude.
To give you some relief, these things move really slowly. Especially that 30-foot robot. Yeah, no, it's like you could outrun it.
It's because it's simple hydraulics still yet. Like, it's nothing crazy. It's just a simple hydraulic pressing
that and balance.
Like, yeah, like that's all it is. Literally, it's like the same thing you find in like a dump truck bed or like a Caterpillar, shit like that. Like,
right, you're just telling it pick up, limbs, move forward, set down, and then repeat.
Man, one day though, they're gonna have that shit nailed. You'll be able to fucking set up your appointment and fucking pick out one.
What is it, Boston Dynamics? Aren't they the ones who are always doing the crazy robots?
Yeah, the ones that you can't kick the fuck over and shit.
Yep.
Those are crazy, man. Those are the scary ones that are
gonna be featured in Black Mirror.
Yeah, those are the ones that, like, the military probably has some crazy shit based off of that's 20 years advanced that fucking can run and jump, do flips over walls, and still shoot you in the process.
the death cheetah, pretty much. Oh, man.
Death cheetahs. That's scary as fuck. We're going to touch out of technology, talking about Airbnb. It's a application that I know both of us really like. It's great to have. If you're going to stay somewhere, you can cut the price of like staying somewhere like dramatically by just staying in somebody's house or apartment that they're renting out at the moment. And one of the things about Airbnb that's kind of sketch, you can have a great experience or you could have like a negative experience. You don't know exactly what you're walking into because you're basing your decision off of like, 7 photos or some shit like that.
Yep.
But now Airbnb is looking to cut that out, and they have launched already Airbnb Plus, which is it's going to be a little more pricier. It's going to, the average room will run around $200 compared to the average of $100 for regular Airbnb. But what you're getting is a house that's guaranteed to have a clean kitchen that's stocked. The bathroom's going to have toilet paper and be clean.
It's weird you have to pay extra for this.
I know, it's weird you have to, but it's because they got to do checkups on these places to make sure these guys aren't assholes. It's a lot to run these companies, and it's the same model almost of like how they do Uber and shit,
So
like
it's sort of like a verification in a way.
Yeah. There's Uber Premium and stuff. If you've got like an exotic car that you've got to get checked up like every so often to make sure they're not fucking dirty and gross.
Right.
It's going to be the same thing with this. And you're not going to find like some apartment in the hood either, like it's going to be a nice place. It's not going to be like a lower class area that's just clean. It's going to be like a nice place, like that's 3 bedrooms,
right.
Extra bathrooms, stuff like that.
One thing that I've always found with Airbnb and hotels even, read reviews, see what other people have said. There's always going to be 1 or 2 bitter people, but like if the majority of reviews are positive, then you're probably going to have a good time.
Yeah, you're always going to have the salty ones, and they're usually easy to decipher, like, they were just happy something wasn't given to them right way or whatever.
Like, even when I had, like, a semi-negative experience with one of my Airbnbs, I still ended up giving a semi-positive. I tried to look on the bright side of, like, the trip rather than, like, concentrate on the negatives.
Could have went a lot worse, yeah. And you don't want to falsely lead people into believing something else,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Accident. Yeah, but I think it's a cool thing, and I think if you're looking to spend a little extra to get a little more comfort, I think this is the way to go. You're guaranteed to have a clean stay, and it's still going to be cheaper probably than like staying in a hotel or anything.
And sometimes they're helpful in terms of like letting you know stuff to do and all that kind of stuff as well.
That's one thing I did enjoy too, is like you're getting a local. They live there. They know all the ins and outs, And they usually provide you with sheets that tell you all this shit too.
Right, tell you where to get, a beer or something if you need to get groceries, where the place is, that kind of stuff.
Maybe places to avoid, which I really enjoy when there's places to avoid and you're like cutting you out of like the shit you encounter, these shitholes and all that.
Oh yeah, save you that time. That's sort of like it's a concierge along with a stay. So speaking of apps, we have a couple more that we wanted to talk about. In our technology segment, we have been suggesting apps to you guys to try.
We got a couple good ones here to keep you entertained. Some games.
Yeah, we actually just played in between recording segments of this episode. The one that I'm about to suggest is called HQ Trivia. And if you're not familiar with this game, I don't know how you haven't been, because I'm usually the last to hear about things like this. So if you heard about it after me, then like you're way behind, and you got to catch up, because HQ Trivia is a live trivia game show. Oh, by the way, we're not sponsored. This is all just personal suggestions.
Yeah.
So HQ Trivia is a live trivia game show that you play through an app on your phone every night at like. It depends on what coast you're living on, but like 9 p.m. Eastern. And sometimes they'll do an extra show at 3 p.m. Eastern on weekdays.
Yep.
They go live. They do generally 10 questions. And if you have to get every question right, and however many people are left getting those 10 questions right at the end split the jackpot, which is usually what, like $2,500?
Yeah, it's like usually around $2,000, but the one they had just a little while ago was what, $25,000?
Yeah, on Sundays they do $25,000, but it's 15 questions, so it's a little bit harder. And you can get extra lives by inviting friends with a code and stuff like that. And it's really difficult. I would say your best bet is play with a bunch of people that have a very wide base of knowledge, because that's how you're going to go far.
Yeah, because they pull these questions out of the fucking works.
And you gotta answer them in like less than 10 seconds. It's like 10 seconds total to answer. So
yeah.
They've been, growing and growing in popularity, having like over 1 million people playing and watching. They've had different celebrities on, such as Ryan Seacrest, Jimmy Kimmel, Christy Yamaguchi, Bert from Sesame Street co-hosted. So
that's awesome.
So they're doing cool new things, and they even did a big giveaway they did a $20,000 prize during the halftime of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're always doing something relevant to the time. They did a Christmas special and a New Year's one.
And it's interesting to see. Sometimes they'll have technical difficulties. I'm not going to lie. People have complained about glitching, lagging. Once they get a lot of people in, sometimes it'll lag out to the point where they can't even load their questions and they have to shut it down and restart it, and everyone has to rejoin. So it's still fairly new. It's a very intriguing concept for like a game and an app.
Yeah. It's an interactive game show that anybody could be on. It's really cool.
And you can win some money, so I'd say give it a try. That's HQ Trivia.
Now, the app I'm going to talk about is, it's a pretty simple app, but it's pretty fucking awesome. It's an emulator, and it's an emulator specifically for Game Boy. It's called Gem Boy, Gem Boy, and basically all you do is you download ROMs and you can play Game Boy right on your phone, Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Regular. Game Boy Color, whatever the fuck it's called.
We're talking Zelda. We're talking Pokemon. Yeah, we're talking
mainly,
Tetris.
We're talking Pokemon, for real. Because that's what I use it for. I got Yellow loaded up on mine right now, and I'm banging through that storyline. But it's totally free. You just download it, and you can find many sites, including freeroms.com, or just look up free Game Boy ROMs, and they're really fucking low. They'll download like in like 2 seconds. It's a couple megabytes, and you'll be playing that shit in no time. Like, you can download it all from your phone. You don't have to hook your phone up to a computer like any of the other crazy shit. Like, a lot of those emulators involve you plugging your phone into a computer.
Right.
No, this is just all downloaded from your phone. From the moment you download it, you can be playing Pokemon in 2 minutes.
Which is pretty cool. Just the idea of like having those retro nostalgic type of games available to you right on the device that you use every day anyway.
Yeah, now this is limited to Android, but there is also alternatives. I'm not sure off the top of my head because I don't have an iPhone anymore, but there's alternatives on iPhone. They might involve you having to plug your phone into the computer, though. I don't know about that. So
I had found one a while ago that I think it was like VGA Game Boy or something like that.
Yeah.
Emulator, and it worked pretty well. You didn't have to connect to anything. It was just like you're saying with the Android.
Yeah, and like, I'm not a person that plays a lot of the current phone games at all. I don't really buy into it, but I will play like retro system games on my phone. Like, there's there's Super Nintendo, there's regular Nintendo emulators, all the older shit that the phone can handle. You get into the newer shit, it gets kind of weird because you can't do the controller on the screen. Like when you get into Nintendo 64, look how many buttons there are, But other than that, like those old games, they run like fucking champs, and they're really fun to just have on your phone.
That's really awesome, having that kind of access.
Kill some time at the airport. There you go.
Nice.
So those are 2 apps you can check out: HQ Trivia and Gem Boy.
And now, before we get into this or that, one of our newest segments, I think we have something awesome from another podcast.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm the believer.
I'm Cody. I'm the skeptic.
And together we are BSP, the Idiosyncrasy Files.
The podcast where 2 idiots discuss weird phenomena. This week we're talking about ghosts.
I believe in ghosts.
Why?
There's too much weird stuff in the world for it to be coincidental.
See, I don't, because ghosts are souls, and shirts, pants, and jockstraps do not have souls. These ghosts should be naked.
My jockstrap has a soul.
Moving on. Join us every week where we talk about cool phenomena ranging from
Skinwalkers
to
Simulacra.
There you go. Bye! Find us on Google Play, iTunes, and all those other podcasting places. Or visit us at www.bspodphx.com.
All right, and we are back with our newest segment of the show called This or That. And with This or That, it's just that simple. We pick this or that. Which would you prefer? It's a game of opinions, and we got a lot of them.
This is the segment that broke up the show in 20 years. Watch it. Check it out. What do you mean you like that?
Factions have formed. You are either this or that. So we got a tech version of this or that this episode.
Yeah, it kind of goes all over the place. I have like one normal question, but other than that, it's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, it gets a little out there, as you know how we do. First, this or that, Matt, that I'd like to pose to you. AR or VR? We're talking augmented reality or virtual reality.
So, in my understanding, augmented reality is where there's like physical parts to it versus virtual is all non-movement based, right?
Yeah, I would say as an example of AR would be a topographic map table where you could play with the sand and it would change what the projection on top would look like, or a climbing wall where you could play interactive games with lights projected onto it.
Yeah, see, augmented is the way to go, especially once they evolve that in the future, because that's where you're gonna find like things like actual like warehouses and whatnot that are set up for this shit. It's real, you know? Like, I don't know, like, virtual has its limits. You can add things like, you know, wind and stuff, but there's limits to it, like what you can do.
Very true. I have to go AR. There's things that are going to be in the future where, you know, instead of having to write a note on a piece of paper, you can write it on your wall and then using your Google Glass. And it has a really bright future. There's going to be really cool stuff that you can do with it.
Hell yeah, yeah, and it's barely scratched the surface as far as like what's available.
Whereas
publicly.
VR, you might need like an entire area. Like AR, you can adapt to the area you have.
Yes,
where VR,
you
need an area that adapts to that.
Yeah, you literally have to have the physical area. Otherwise, you're going to be walking into shit and it's a mess.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Now, my first question is a regular tech question. What are you? Are you Apple or Android guy?
Well,
and why?
Seeing as how I'm timing this on my iPhone while doing Instagram Live on my iPad while recording our episode with an iMac, or I'm sorry, a MacBook, I think I'm gonna have to go Apple.
See, that's crazy because it's like I love Apple to death. I have 5 Apple computers in my house. Like, I love them. But when it comes to the phone is like locked to me. There's a lot of things you cannot do as far as like customization.
True.
And granted, I don't do too much of that anymore, but I used to do it a lot more. But even with graphic design on my phone to make it easy for the show and stuff, I find my Android is pretty easy with the different programs that are available.
You have had access to stuff that I haven't.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I can do some things that I never could do on my iPhones because I used to have iPhones. So that's kind of one of my sellers on it. But other than that, I mean, the iPhone is getting pretty dank now. I mean, the new ones are pretty sick.
That portrait mode.
They need to get waterproof all the way. That's all I'm saying. Because my S7 is waterproof for like 5 meters or some shit.
Oh, okay. That's pretty sweet.
So I haven't tested it, but I believe it.
It's also fireproof and alien-proof.
Oh, no, I was going to say it has wireless charging and it's VR capable, but...
Oh, okay. I was just making shit up.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Want to go off on left field with this next one?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Terminator or Matrix?
Wait, like, do I have to go through the Matrix or fight the Terminator?
We're talking technology, so if you could live in a world with Terminator technology or you could live in a world with Matrix technology.
Oh, shit. Damn. I don't know. I think I would go in Terminator technology in hopes that I could buy Terminators, maybe? You could just have, like,
an army
a squad of Terminators.
That's a good way to go. I would say Terminator just because I wouldn't want to live in the reality that is the Matrix. It seems
the Matrix
depressing.
is too scary. Too
seems
scary.
Very depressing.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want to be part of that. There's no coming back, I feel like.
You're better
after
off
the
just
Matrix.
staying asleep if you're in the Matrix and not waking up with the red pill.
Yeah. Fuck no. I want no part of the Matrix. I'm not gonna lie.
It's really difficult. Terminator, Arnold might be just ripping through some walls on your day to day, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll be back. Don't worry. All right. So my question: super strength bionic arms, or a neural intelligence implant in the brain?
Okay, so
what would
the neural intelligence implant?
So I'm thinking something like more advanced than like Elon Musk's neural lace, but like where it kind of links all the information that's readily available on the internet almost like
into
to
my
the brain.
head. Okay.
So you could instantly look up like reference points and like cross-reference like within milliseconds.
I'm going
Or you could just fucking dominate anything. You have the strength to fucking pick up a tractor trailer. I'm not even fucking around. Like, I'm not talking like you're a little stronger than you are. I'm talking like bionic limbs that nobody's ever envisioned. Like, you just walk up and demolish things with the touch of your finger if you want.
I was thinking about this. It's gotta be neural intelligence implant, just because like on a day-to-day I'm gonna use that way more than the bionic super strength. Like,
okay.
You can impress people and stuff, but most of the things you can do with that are just going to destroy property. So, like, you're going to end up getting
I think
arrested.
you're looking at this negatively. But yeah, you could do a lot of bad with that.
Yeah, like, if you wanted to, like, pick up cars just for fun, because you can, I guess, but then, like, when you set it back down, you're probably going to, like, pop the tires or, like, fuck some shit up. And then if they try and arrest you and put you in prison, you can just bust out through the walls, so they're going to go extra hard on that.
Yeah, there's got to be, like, a shut-off switch or something.
You're better off just being
down.
a know-it-all at that point.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I don't know if I would choose the neural lace, because it's like,
you know everything.
What's left to learn?
Well, you can take that information and create new stuff from it.
True, potentially.
You'd be like, I downloaded Elon Musk's rocket things, and I'm adding like fucking booster shoes to it. Like,
but okay, here's the thing. Does the knowledge that you have allow you to create any better? Like, that doesn't necessarily.
So is this like a Dr. Manhattan from The Watchmen? Where it's just like,
that's what I'm
makes
wondering.
You so
like,
depressed that you know everything and you just leave.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Is like, dude, that's scary to me too. Like, it's like the Matrix effect.
This also isn't only the smartest shit on the internet. This is like, you have access to everything. So you also have dumbest shit too. So just like
every
video. Anytime you want to see someone getting hit in the nuts, you got it. It's right there. It's right up there.
Yeah. True. Imagine it just makes you fucking dumb.
So which are you going?
I would go with the bionic limbs to be safe.
Okay.
Gotta say. Hey, at least
they come in handy eventually.
They come in handy. Like, I just do construction or something. I don't know.
So I got one for you. Colonize the moon or colonize Mars?
Moon would be more practical than Mars. It seems like there's nothing really there to mine. I don't know much about the minerals. I want to go with Mars because of Elon Musk. I have to. If Musk wants it, I want it.
That's interesting. I would say moon, only because it's like, I would think you got to make a cosmic pit stop before Mars. It would only make sense to like.
See, that's what I was initially thinking.
To like planet hop, or not planets because of moon, but
if the other like ingenious minds in the world are avoiding that, then I'm like, there must be a reason.
Go with them. They know something.
There's gotta be some reason. They know something I don't.
Moon dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. Don't go there. There's moon gorillas. It's like that movie fucking Congo with Billy Zane.
That would make it terrifying.
Now, I'm just gonna wrap this out with a stereotypical question. Flying cars or teleportation?
I'm going flying cars just because, like, with the way that technology works, it's always gonna fuck up. Like, either one's kind of bad in a worst case scenario. Flying cars just drop from the sky. Teleport, you could end up with your head, like, up your asshole.
I was going to say, you don't want an asshole on your forehead?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I'm going flying cars because, like, hopefully I go flying car with a parachute on at all times, just in case.
I know. I wanted to say, like, a perfectly working teleportation device, but it's like, is there ever going to be a perfectly working teleportation? Even if it's like 1 out of every 3 billion comes out with an arm sticking out of their fucking chest. Like, I don't know.
It's coming out of nowhere.
Oh man.
So that's some fun this or that. Hopefully we made you think a little bit.
That's what we look to achieve. If not, make you laugh a little bit.
Seriously.
Well, that wraps up the show, and thanks for tuning in, people. We love you. Live show or listening on your podcast application of choice. Now is where we lay the plugs down on you, nice and dirty. First, check out the Facebook page and check out the American Slackers group while you're there. It's a place where you can take part in the conversation with all the other slackers and have all kinds of fun, posting memes and talking shit about Seth the Bad King, whatever you want to do. And don't forget to stop by the Instagram, where you can check out the promos for each and every show, among other images that will make you laugh, weep, and just be happy to be alive. And then don't forget to check out the website, where you can access among two different ways, aspodcast.com or americanslackerpodcast.com. And you can find links to every other thing that we're up to there. You'll find all our social media, all of our episodes, everything we're up to. Everything.
You can also get at us on Twitter and Reddit at AMERSLKR Podcast. That's Amber Slacker Podcast. All of our episodes and bonus episodes go up on YouTube as well, so go subscribe over there and like any of that content. And please rate and review us on iTunes and tell a friend about the show. That's the easiest way to spread the message of the Slackers and let everyone know what we're doing over here. And also, thank you to anyone watching on Instagram Live, any of our regulars. We got Tim, Aaron, Seth, Z, any of you. We're happy to have you, and anyone else who wants to watch.
And if you got some hate mail, send it our way too. AmericanSlackerPodcast@gmail.com to let us know anything we did wrong to upset you. And if you want to jam out to all the artists that we have on the show, go to Spotify, check out the American Slacker Podcast playlist, and you will be fucking rocking out in your car or at work where you shouldn't be in no time.
You can also become a Patreon Slacker by heading over to patreon.com/American Slacker Podcast. Any support that you give us there goes into the show to make it better for you guys. It's like this rain cycle of love and support that you can contribute to on our show and make everything that much better. You can also visit our shop over at AmericanSlackerPodcast.BigCartel.com. We have a simple Slacker shirt and a morning Slacker mug, so you can sip on your coffee or fresh squeezed OJ and think about how awesome the slacking is.
Hell yeah, get at that shit. It won't be around long. New designs to come. So it's going to like a limited run thing. I mean, one day. You might be holding on to a collectible. Well, if you want to keep up with us on a personal level, you can get at me on Instagram at MWG Media. You can get at me on Snapchat and on Xbox Live at MattyG from HP.
And you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Xbox at Landers the Plane.
All right, everybody. Once again, I can't help but thank you guys. Tuning in, listening to us every week, listening to us just this week, whatever. We love you. And until next time, that's it.
There you go.
I see you out there, Smalley Biggs.